Good evening. Welcome to Zelda Speedruns, everybody. This is an NMG League race. This is Dark World Round 4. We've got a great race here. This is Not Yoho versus Ben TZ. And in the commentary booth, we've got Foxlisk and Dow. Take it away, guys.
Howdy, everyone.
Howdy, how's it going?
Pretty good. I hope everyone's enjoying their weekend, their big Evo weekend. Any fighting game fans?
Yeah, I only like good fighting games, so I don't know much about Evo.
They've got multiverses there. It's great.
I keep hearing about that, or like seeing it as people's Twitch game, but I haven't actually watched any yet. So I just went to double check Ben and Yoho's PBs, and they are neighbors on the leaderboards.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, Yoho has a 124.53, Ben has a 124.55. They got their PBs 2 days apart, according to this. Yeah, no, that's wild. I didn't realize.
I know Ben certainly has the skill to PB, but he's busy with school usually, and he doesn't really sit down and grind it like every day or anything. So
Right. He's also busy with going for every crazy frame saving strat in the whole game.
yeah, it makes you really good, but sometimes you get owned for it.
Yeah. Takes a lot of risks. Yoho, on the other hand, plays much more safe and solid for the most part.
Yeah. Everybody's got their own, pet strat that they really love, that everybody looks at them and is like, you really shouldn't do that. But
Alright, I think... well... Okay, hold on. Okay, we're off in just a second, after the stream delay.
yeah, I think they were doing some last minute things to make sure they were going to be good for next hour and a half.
Right. So, so it should be a good race. I am really looking forward to the next 10 minutes of talking about how much we love pumping. Did Ben ready up before entering his file names?
That would be bad.
Maybe my stream's just behind or something.
Oh, that was...
Oh, no, we're good, okay.
Something weird. Something funny was happening on the stream. That's fine.
Yeah, so the escape is my favorite part of the game because of all the pumping.
Yeah, it's great. If anybody ever goes on StratHub and tries to match those times, you're probably going to break your controller.
Yeah. RTA, though, it's just about doing what you can, saving a frame here and there. And then mostly it's about just like not walking into stuff.
Mm-hmm. I mean, a bad door
doors.
nudge is like 5 frames versus, saving 1 or 2 from a pump or whatever, so...
Yeah. Yeah, you mostly just want to go through the escape and not nudge stuff and not, like, get too owned by ball and chain or anything.
Yeah, I always think of it like, if you lose 2 frames on every screen, you lose like 1,000 frames. And that's 16 seconds, right? So the difference between like a mid 124 and a low 124 is literally 1 or 2 frames every screen.
I think in practice that's not how it goes, but yeah.
In practice, that's kind of how it goes, and then you lose 40 seconds to a screen, or you get owned by the guard RNG like Ben just did, and you lose like 3 seconds. But
that guard hallway is quite difficult. Yeah, there's our first example of Ben going for a try-hard strat. That left slash where you do the poke spin instead of just a double spin saves like 10 frames, but is like 100 times harder than what Yoho did.
It is harder, but it is very consistent if you're able to do it.
Oh yeah, I mean it always works if you do it right.
The strat Yoho does has like variable room times and stuff, so you kind of have RNG that you have to not really account for, but it affects you.
Ooh, tiny bit too far left there. This game has an odd mechanic where when you poke an enemy with your sword already charged, there's a short window where you can release B after the poke. So if you poke an enemy, your sword goes away, but there's a short window where it hasn't gone away yet, where you can release B and still get a spin after the poke. And you can actually walk a few pixels during that window as well, which we abuse in a couple places, but mostly in the first few rooms of the escape.
This is a pretty good ball and chain on Yoho's side. I don't know if I saw Clink. I did see one Clink on Ben's side, which is still pretty darn good.
Yeah. Pretty normal stuff. Yoho getting owned by I-beams. That's why I kill that guard on that RNG now, because getting I-beamed it just feels so bad.
That's fair. I'd be more inclined to talk about it if we hadn't just talked about Escape on a different stream for 3 hours recently. But yeah, really, like so far the difference is just the guard hallway. Everything else is like, yeah. Ben had a funny input there because he was pumping, so might have like just pressed right too hard and let go of up. Not on purpose, but
very easy mistake to make. Doomed to pumping. All right. Well, if you don't want to talk about Escape, what are we going to talk about?
Well, how does Rad RNG sound?
Oh, I love Rad RNG. Rad RNG can cost, I think, like absolute worst to absolute best is like close to 2 seconds. Realistically, it's probably more like 30 frames. Neither player gets super owned.
I mean, worst case scenario, depending on how all the rats cooperate, upwards of 3 seconds, but yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's true if your boom gets blocked in the top left.
Oh, I'm not even talking about just the key rat, but like all the rats.
Oh, like all the rooms together. Yeah.
Yoho?
Not booming.
Strange.
He was probably busy pumping and missed the Y button.
Both of them getting a little beat up, actually. We're not really in danger, but you hate to hear beeps.
I don't have any audio.
Well, Yoho is on 1 heart. Oh,
Yeah.
Ben missed the key.
Oh no.
Did he get it this time?
Oh my god.
Oh
Ben.
my god.
Oh my god.
Ridiculous. Okay.
I would never have trusted that after I saw the rat light up.
Sometimes you just have to trust that you've done things right, but like, man, that's brutal. That's like 10 seconds. Oh.
Yeah, it's a lot. We have a Yoho fan in chat. Oh, some trouble with Ben's screen maybe. Do we do gambling on this channel? We could set up a prediction if there's an admin and that's the kind of things ESR does.
Well. I suppose. I don't know what would be good bets here.
I think usually you would just bet on the winner of the race, right?
Probably. Yeah, Ben here opting to skip Sankheart, which is
Oh, you have video?
it's a choice.
Let me reload.
It's a choice. It is gonna make, honestly, not easy. It's not gonna make Eastern Palace too different. Yoho did not hold his sword out there, so didn't kill the statue. Although this is a funny RNG.
Okay, Ben. That was a little too close to dying for my taste, but we're fine. Those Octrox do a full heart of damage if you had walked a couple more frames.
Yeah, so Eastern is not gonna be that different. Probably. Really, it's more a concern for some later dungeons.
Yoho isn't even pretending to pump. What is this? Now he's air pump. Oh my god. What? I can't talk about this.
I remember doing a review for Yoho, and he's kind of like, pumping's whatever. And I remember, I don't know, you can be a little bit lazy. Oh, Ben. Oh. Honestly, it looks like Ben's making big mistakes, but these are just like things you try to go fast, and you're off by literally a frame, and you lose forever.
Yeah.
And it's really irritating.
Oh, skipping those arrows. Now he's making a big mistake. No, this is a sort of high variance strat where if you get lucky, you can save like a second. If you get unlucky, you lose like a second, and most of the time you come pretty close to breaking even.
Oh, that is a frame-saving strat.
Yeah, that's a cool one though. I want to learn that one.
That one is a little bit RNG dependent. Yoho coming up on the big key skip, or whatever we call it, I don't know, damage boost. Gets it. Honestly, this trick is so funny because I don't think about it. I don't think I would know how to do the room without that. I know you're supposed to kill all the enemies, but it's just it's so mindless to do it now after having done it thousands of times.
It's it's not that easy though. It's a big problem for new runners. They die in there a lot.
Oh, Yoho had a really good screen. The head barely moved. Ben's head did not move.
I don't understand it, dude. I can't get it to not move.
Shoutouts to Pinkus for that visual cue.
Oh, that's kind of an odd way to do the anti-fairy. It worked really well though.
Nice and easy RNG on Yoho's side there. Handled well.
Oh, the arrows!
Good delay on Ben's side too, to not mess up the RNG. Our arrow counts are even, assuming nothing goes wrong. Which it rarely does, so had to adjust a little bit.
Alright, phase 1 of saving time with Sankheart, or with skipping Sankheart, is complete. There's only 5 more phases to the plan left before we're losing time.
Now, Ben didn't actually save the full 3 seconds that Sankheart is worth because of needing to boom the heart in the Stoffel skill room, but he saved over 2 of them just from skipping Sank.
So now we have the boots. Now we can do the dumbest, most frustrating trick in the game.
And also, when you can actually get it one of the most fun tricks in the game.
It's really fun to zoom around, but it sucks missing it. This is a frame perfect trick where you have to like slide your thumb off of the B button to A.
Oh, Ben does the slide back to B so he doesn't accidentally mess it up.
I don't understand how that works from a physical perspective, like how people can make their hands do that.
I would just like fat finger it and just like basically repress, but I would imagine.
Yeah, it's gonna be something like that, I don't know. Yoho skipping the optional spin speed and showing off one of the reasons why I like Unholy Spin Speed is actually that it's really hard to get a good dash up that little gap there, which you saw Yoho grab the side of the building.
Ben had some nice movement there.
Yeah.
The thing about grabbing a wall is that theoretically it doesn't lose you much time, but I know that when I start a dash, I just kind of hold the button and I'm like turning my brain off a little bit. Yeah. So you don't really like, you don't release the button fast enough most of the time.
Right.
It is funny that you said optional spin speed. They're all optional, but like...
No. They're not all optional.
So any spin speed that saves more than like a second is not really optional.
Right, and there are several of those. Leaving Eastern, Usain Bolt is over a second. Like a lot over a second. DM is a lot over a second. Leaving Library is actually pretty close to a second. It's a lot of time.
Yeah, that one's pretty big. Going to Library is not as much because of the way Link holds his sword and walks with the sword, basically, but...
Yeah, getting to activate it on stairs is really big. Or getting to walk with your sword out on stairs. So the middle of desert is pretty boring. The overworld's kind of fun because you get to do a lot of super speed, and the boss is really fun because it's incredibly hard and RNG dependent.
Speaking of, I imagine Ben will not be picking up any extra arrows. I wonder if Yoho will. I don't think so. Those arrows are so slow.
Why would?
They'll be at 24.
Oh, I see what you mean. No.
It's always
if you're gonna pick up extra arrows, you just will bite the bullet later. Like, at least give yourself the chance to have a called arrow fight.
I agree. I can't pick those arrows up.
I don't think anyone.
I don't even know how you do, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I get it if you've got the fire rod, which we don't. We will pick that up in about 30 minutes. Ben trying for first frame pop pickups, and oh, that's strange. Not wiggling on the stairs there.
SMH.
That's strange just because I know Ben knows that it's faster. So there's got to be a reason why he doesn't.
Oh, Yoho going for the diagonal movement on the Desert 2 spin speed. That's too scary for me. You have a lot less frames of leeway.
It's funny, Ben didn't go for it, but he went into a right and then upright motion, which is basically the same thing.
Yeah. Whatever, man.
Okay, RNG on Yoho's side. Not a great one, but... Ben with a nice one.
Yeah, that's pretty good. If you get really lucky, you can slash both Popos on the right side with one slash, but that's super uncommon.
Yeah.
Oh, Yoho is
getting the arrows.
And he doesn't know how to do them, and so it cost him the full 2 seconds.
I get it. You're at 24 in a race, and you're like, worst case scenario, right? But
I mean, I don't think it's like terrible. Realistically, if you don't get these, you're probably going to get the ones in the
on Death Mountain, yeah.
Which are like not really going to be much faster. But I
That
don't
was
know.
a
I
really
like.
good first cycle. Could have been better, but pretty good. And then lost track of which ones came up first. Ben's first cycle looked pretty good as well. That second cycle was rough.
Yo-ho! Oh no. I think that only had a slash left too, but maybe I can't count.
We are getting
Ben having trouble
short
too,
hopped.
yikes.
Oh my goodness. How much? Okay.
Yeah, that's a very tough fight, as we were mentioning earlier.
Both of them having pretty rough start to this run. I know Yoho. The thing is, like, it's hard to play a run when you get a little bit irritated with yourself. And those kind of desert times are frankly 20 seconds off what they'd like, so...
Yeah, for sure. Although, as Chad is pointing out, it went a little better for Ben.
The entire difference in this race
Is Key Rat still?
Key Rat. Yeah, it's just Key Rat. Yeah, Ben lost like 10 or 12 seconds in Key Rat. Like, it was ridiculous.
Like, yeah, it was bad. And then he made a really risky gamble on his retry of the boomerang and lost it.
Hard not to gamble in this game, though. Like, there's so much stuff that sometimes you're just like, I'm just gonna go for it and hope it works out.
Yeah. I think that a player like Ben really leans heavily into that playstyle, and I think it's probably not the most effective way to win races.
Sure.
But
like
I don't
Yoho,
think that he
yeah.
cares that much about winning races compared to just like
Playing
having
the
a good
best.
run and
Yeah.
playing, yeah.
Like there, on the screen, Yoho was inches away from being smashed by a boulder. That's one of those times you just go for it. You're like, if I get hit, I get hit, and if I kind of play it safe so I don't get hit, I'm losing 10 seconds. So,
Right.
just in Ben's case, it didn't work out. Right? Like you're off by 2 frames or whatever, and you end up losing 10 seconds. I don't know. It's really irritating.
It is. Both players into Hera with plenty of life. Ben down 2 hearts because he doesn't have Sank Heart and he took a heart of damage, but 4 shouldn't be making you nervous. That Moldorm sure made him nervous, though.
Moldorm was the best goalkeeper I've seen.
Oh, the Diag! Ah.
Yoho making poor life choices here.
Alright, yeah. Can we put like a censorship bar over Yoho's screen?
Be back in 30 seconds. Oh, Ben. Is he? Oh, it's like, is he a tile too low? I guess diagonal boom makes sense.
I think the way this works is you throw the diagonal boom so that it goes kind of below the switch, and then if you don't get the boom dash, you just like don't go forward, and so it doesn't pull the boomerang through the switch hitbox, and so
I think
you don't
that's right.
accidentally hit the switch.
I think that's right, which is a big reason to go for it. It is difficult.
Yeah.
But oh, trying to go fast ends up being slow. It's the
I love
worst.
lighting torches.
Oh, get the arrows.
Nice.
Okay.
Well, we definitely didn't need those arrows in Desert.
Not now. Especially
not getting
if
them
it's
and not getting the drop would have been
on
unpleasant,
6.
but fine-ish.
You could live with that.
You can do it.
Oh, early bomb jump. I don't know my cues for that. Nicely done.
The trick is a lot less scary than it looks when you don't know it. But
I'm too much of a coward to try, but
yeah,
it is really fast. Saves like 2 seconds in total, I think.
like close to 2 seconds. Yeah, I think I got it to about 100 frames.
Oh, yo-ho!
Oh no! All right, Ben takes the lead.
Well, it's not.
He could lose it again before the end of this fight, but
Ooh, okay.
Oh,
okay,
wow,
okay.
okay.
That was
that was a really good reaction.
not what I expected, but yes, excellent. Yo, this fight is tricky because you really want to be behind Moldorm. Obviously, it's not always easy. He's about to get charged. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, pretty good.
So, not always easy to do, but they're through. That's a bad dead arc. Okay, at least they got hit by the sword spin. That doesn't happen all the time because when you do spin speed, your sword spin hitbox is actually smaller. So,
Right, it's the dashing hitbox, which is like pretty good size instead of the spin hitbox, which takes like is like
half
the
the
size of the whole
screen.
solar system. Yeah.
So it's always a little bit nerve-wracking when that dead rock comes right, and you're like, "Am I actually gonna get it?" Ben will want 3 of these blues. Okay.
Oh, and he's a pickle shotter. Of course, he's a pickle shotter.
Oh.
Showing off why that's not a good life to live.
The problem is the pickle is so fast when it works. It is so fast.
It's so fast, but it doesn't ever work. Yoho gonna shoot. Yoho is pickle shotting too. What is this?
Let's go. Okay, that's not how you do
God.
it, but it worked.
So Ben here is not happy with his arrow count. He'll have to do a little bit of alternate strats in Aga Tower, but not a lot, so it should be fine. I assume he knows a little bit of backups. He'll just have to replace some arrows with beams, probably.
Beaming the guards is honestly not even that slow.
Yeah, it's fine.
It loses like 15 frames every time you're beaming instead of firing an arrow. It's like nothing.
Well, firing one beam is faster than firing an arrow. It's just that you have to fire 2, so it's like
Right.
really close.
Yeah. Actually, when we were doing low percent, 3 heart and our arrow routing is a disaster. We don't use any in Aga Tower. You only lose like 3 seconds or something. Ben missed the bird. He's gonna have to kill the grab now. Oh, grabbing every wall.
Oh, I'm missing a red.
Ben going for the hold up strat after pulling the tree that we know works, and we're all too scared to try it because we're scared that might happen.
So I actually studied the cues for when it's possible lately so that I can actually do it. As long as you don't get nudged on your way down, holding up is fine.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I would think if you did nudge, it'd still work.
Okay.
That wasn't a good pixel, but that was got lucky.
Yeah. There's a specific... If you dash up as far left as possible here, you're always safe from the guards. If you dash up a little bit farther right, you're usually safe from the guards.
This
so
is
that's not... Oh,
unless we despawn the guard.
Sure.
Okay. I'm not questioning it.
Yeah, so we see Ben
Oh,
here
that is...
overwriting some damage by accident.
Yeah,
Okay.
that screen's actually a lot different. That's the one screen that I wouldn't have tried to wing an alt strat on. But
I'm a little surprised he didn't have... I think he just fired his beam too early.
the first one was too early, definitely, but then it messed up how he handled
It messed up the rest of the room, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he just hasn't practiced it in a while. So, Ben now in the worst room in the game.
If you get through here without taking a hit, Okay. Okay. All right. Oh,
Okay,
please.
all right. So he only lost. He
quarter
only
heart.
lost 90 frames instead of also losing beams, which is pretty good.
If we could find a way to deal with this bat, the room would go from the worst room in the game to not quite the worst room in the game, but pretty darn close.
Still top 10.
Still top 2, yeah. Oh my god.
Okay. That's not supposed to happen.
Alright, getting the heart drop so you can do the strat you're used to in these upcoming rooms.
Yeah, that's pretty heads up. Beams make that room a lot faster.
And saving that one arrow and is good on arrows. Is Yoho gonna boom? Nope.
Yoho showing off why we like to have beams up here. All these rooms, or there's a couple rooms up here that are just like a little bit harder, a little bit slower, a little bit more RNG dependent if you don't have beams in them.
Yeah. Most people think something like the Mummy Statue room in Skull Woods or the Chain Chomp's room in Turtle Rock are the worst rooms other than Dark Maze, but
I think those three are the top 3. If you asked almost anyone, all 3 of those would be in their top like 4 or 5 at the most.
some ones that we don't really call the worst room in the game are like Ice Pal's Bomb Jump and the Hammer Jump, which are like 2 things that we're really good at, and so we don't mess them up very much. But when you do, you hate your life so much.
Yeah, those are just like within your control. The Dark Maze, the Chomps, the Mummies, they're just so much RNG that it feels like you feel helpless sometimes, which is terrible. Alright, I think Ben got 0 blue balls in the first cycle.
That seems right. Well, I see your problem, Matt. It's not 5 pits, it's 9. I think that was 1 for Ben.
I think so.
Joe's up to 2 or 3 now. I've seen at least 2. I don't know if I've seen 3. Okay, 2. Glad to see that Aghanim has decided, honestly, very, very few races.
Yeah.
That's kind of the funny thing, too, about Aghanim. Aghanim's like such a huge, huge RNG barrier to like getting the time you want. And then in races, it like doesn't matter that much.
It's quite uncommon for it to matter, yeah. Someone did some math on the likelihood of a race being decided by Aghanim in last tournament, in the 21-21 tournament, and found that it's something like 75% of the time the Aghanim time difference will be less than 12 seconds, like 12 seconds or less. Which is
like
just,
incredible.
Not
honestly.
that big a deal.
Yeah, 12 seconds is one semi-major mistake, honestly.
Right.
Like Ben's
Such as
T-Rat.
T-Rat.
Yeah, exactly. I say semi-major because like a 10-second thing is always like 100% your fault, and then like you
Really
just didn't
good.
respond to the RNG right or whatever. Yeah, that was a good Kiki Dash. Anything bigger than like 10-second time loss, like 30 or 40 seconds, is a really serious mistake where either the game just conspired against you, which does happen, or you made like a series, like 4 or 5 really big unforced errors and then died for it.
Right.
Like going the wrong way in pod, which
I think we've only seen... Oh, nice bomb. I think we've only seen that once in this league, maybe?
which is honestly about how often I expect it to happen.
Yeah.
But If you're not like really thinking about it, it's easy to get lost, even when you're speedrunning it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've done it like this month, or like within the last month. I don't think I actually went to the wrong room, but I went right and then had to turn around or something.
Especially for people who play more than one category.
Yeah. It's so repetitive, and you have to just keep track of, am I going left? Am I going right? Wait, am I going right the second time?
And if you play a different category, it's, am I going left the first time? Wait,
Yeah.
When am I going left? When am I getting the keys? What's happening here?
Don't I already have a small key?
Don't I already have the big key? Wait, this...
So, you were talking about hammer jump earlier. This is the third most important trick in the run. It saves a ton of time. It is pixel perfect on the vertical axis twice. So you have to place this bomb here, where...
Oh, a little bit off.
Here. And then stand next to it down here. And then you get across this gap and through this rail.
It is a little bit funny that Ben does not opt for sword buffers there. Instead opts for the second bomb.
Yeah, that's interesting. He goes for so much stuff and then plays that safe. Interesting. Maybe he just doesn't feel very confident.
Maybe he just hates the trick and just like...
Yeah, totally valid.
And just like, get me out of this room. I don't want to do it. But yeah, it's the... Well, the first is Ice Palace Bomb Jump. What's second?
Right.
Hammer or Torch Glitch? Tempered Spins?
Silverless Cannon, yeah.
Silverless, okay.
I sort of group those together. Maybe if you separate them, then Silverless Spins and Torch Glitch aren't each quite as big as Hammer Jump.
That was a spicy mimics.
Oh, I missed it.
He did it without any lag, which is like...
Oh, wow.
Impossible. Ben's arrow count is 0, which is actually completely fine.
It's the least you can get away with, but it is fine. Yoho with a very weird bonk there, and then going for a dash that I don't think he's ever gone for before, and definitely loses time when you're starting at this high.
He does this dash every time.
Really? I thought he was a walker.
No, he... Or wait, he is a walker. Because he's like, I can just hold up right for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Pay attention to the screen. And he did opt to not take damage from the spike, which would have been faster on that screen, but preserving beams is pretty useful for hitting that switch right there.
It saves so much time in that first basement room.
Turtles, and into Helma here. Oh, misses spin speed. Looks like we got it third try, but how did he retry that so fast? That's the other thing about it. Is he gonna get the 18 hit Helma? Oh no, okay.
So, okay,
pretty good fight.
Really good phase 2. Yeah, Helmasaur is one of the like couple of important reasons to get Sankart. Death Mountain, Helmasaur, and occasionally Stuff Goes Wrong in Eastern are the three biggest ones, and then
Turtle Rock.
Sometimes.
Skull Woods is a surprisingly big one, actually.
Yeah.
It's kind of lower on the list, but the first time you skip Sankart, you're like, wait, I have how much health in Skull Woods?
Yeah. I can only survive 2 hits instead of 3. But yeah, generally, if you're skipping Sankart, at least for me, once I get past Helmasaur, I feel like I got away with it.
Scariest looking boss? I don't know, Trinix has got 3 heads.
Yeah, Trinix stands out for me as scary looking.
I'm sure if I
Blind
was
is
faced
scary.
with Argus or Cold Stare in real life, or Vitreous, it'd look pretty odd. But
I would guess that a lot of people are creeped out by oozing eyeballs and thus would pick Vitreous, but personally I'm sort of a nerd to that by a bunch of like goofy like 90s movies where that was a very ineffective monster theme.
I don't know that it's scary, but it's Honestly, if you presented me with a Ropa jumping, that would probably be the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life.
How does it jump? It doesn't have legs.
Yo, just like snuck underneath it. Oh no, just barely too slow.
Okay, almost getting lotteried by that last Ropa also. Or the, yeah.
I just want to see one instant hammer dash. Can somebody help me out?
It's not safe to instant hammer dash.
I've never been hit doing it.
You gotta, there's an RNG where if okay, so you walk down to the statue and then you dash left, and then there's a couple RNGs where the Ropa is jumping at such an angle that if you do an instant hammer dash, you get got. Most of the time it's safe, but it's not 100% safe unless you walk down like about 8 pixels-ish, like about half a tile.
I'll take your word for it. Since I've switched to the instant hammer dash, I've not been hit.
I never got hit doing it either, but then
you did?
no, then I somebody told me that it was true, and I was like, there's no way that's true. Dom said it was safe. And then Dom showed up and was like, no, everybody misheard me. They got so excited about the new strat that they didn't listen to the second sentence where I said it's not safe. And then I went back and that's exactly correct, and it's not safe. You don't get got very often, but you definitely can.
Alright, that's fair. But, oh man, whatever, that screen sucks.
Oh, Ben going for the super speed.
Good movement after, too.
I thought about doing that strat, so I timed it out, and I could get it to save about 5 frames, and so I gave up on it real fast.
It's fun. Everybody's got the frame-saving stuff that they go for that's fun to them.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody else is like, I would never do that in a million years.
Yeah, for sure.
Ben just has more of those than most other people.
And that's fun for him, and that's great. And I mean, he's a great runner. He's got a great time. It's working.
He's winning the race.
He is, by a little bit. We are in the range of like one bad split that isn't tragedy, right? Like,
yeah,
you could fall doing IPPJ and then tilt and lose 20 seconds in ice or whatever, and then Yoho would be ahead.
Yeah. Or you could just have a sloppy GT versus a good one.
Easily, yeah. Ben could knock out a 702 GT, and Yoho could have a bad gauntlet and a force like the lag of 2 and get a 725 or whatever.
Right, yeah.
The other way around, I guess, to flip the lead back.
Or Ganon just decides 10 warps and you cry.
That's definitely possible.
That's... Oh, good adjust. Oh. Yeah, Ben was 1 pixel to the left of where he needed to be. He was going to hit the spike, and he stopped that dash at just the last second. Pretty good. Yoho with the absolute worst RNG in that room.
Feels really bad.
Oh, that is
gross.
mean.
All right, Yoho is now down enough hearts that he's starting to feel it. You're still not an Oko, so you're probably not really scared yet, but it's really easy to get to the point where suddenly it's an emergency.
I'm so nervous that you get frame rolled here on 3 hearts.
Right, because if you get frame ruled, you're definitely going to panic, and you're definitely not going to handle the rest of the room right, and you're probably going to die. Looks like we're safely out of the attic, though.
Did Ben miss the arrow drop already? I'm waiting on it on his side.
Yeah, didn't he miss it in ZGR?
Did he? I don't remember. Oh, Yoho. Okay. Okay. You can walk right against the wall on that RNG.
Oh, really? I didn't know that
Yeah,
was possible.
because they're grid aligned when they move that way. They start on the grid and they move directly up. So
Right. Yeah, makes sense.
we didn't even talk about the grid. Whatever.
That's fine. Everybody knows what the grid is.
There's a surprising amount of enemy movements that are grid aligned, and okay.
Oh, wow. Okay, good. Yeah, good understanding from Yoho.
Yeah, needed to keep that dash going, or else he would have gotten hit.
Okay, so the grid is the game is there's a grid of pixels, and everything in the game starts out on a sort of sub-alignment within the pixels that is like every fourth pixel. So like if you imagine the grid of pixels and you expand each pixel out to be 4x4, everything in the game is placed on that 4x4 sized grid. And so then that means that if you're aligned with that grid and you only move vertically, then you stay aligned with the grid horizontally, for example.
And
so that's how we...
Yeah.
That's what Dow was just saying, like, if that enemy starts out outside of your reach, then he's going to move up straight left and always be outside of your reach. And it's how we set up key dashes, and it's stuff like that.
It's okay. The grid's not important.
It's not that important, yeah. So especially not if you're not trying to actually learn the speedrun.
The grid is only important if you're looking for ways to save a frame or a handful of frames when an enemy moves in a particular way that you're not used to. Or for key dashing.
For key dashes, yeah.
Yeah, and that's like literally it. I guess we used the grid for Hellway, which neither runner got, and for
I mean, it's
Ice Conveyor. Those are pretty big ones, but
it's important for a bunch of stuff, but not in a way that you have to really be conscious of.
yeah. It's only important so you can go on StratHub and you can be like, look, I saved a frame by being grid aligned and and having perfectly optimal movement. And then you do a speed run and everybody's like, don't do that, it's stupid.
Well, like right there, Ben held up after that portal to stay grid aligned so that he had a chance to walk straight upwards into the stairs. Also, I think he started a dash because he forgot what step he was on, which is classic.
The funny thing is, like, I forget which step I'm at in the Smith's chain way more than I forget where I'm at in pod. You just lose 20 seconds when you do it wrong in pod, and you lose half a second when you do it wrong here.
And this is so boring.
I'm zoned out for this 2-minute overworld section.
Oh my god, me too. It sucks. Like, wow, I'm real happy for this dwarf and whatever, but there's
Just
nothing,
give me the sword.
nothing fun to do.
Just give me the sword, dude. I don't need to hear your life story. That's a good exit on Ben's side, on the left side of the portal.
Yoho, recognizing he was about to dash into the portal there, cancels early.
Ben gets slip dash, so he's guaranteed to win.
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
End the prediction. Somebody ban checks human. Yoho not going for fence dash.
Guaranteed to lose.
Guaranteed. The gods have spoken.
Alright, this mummy room. Oh, goodness.
Look, nothing is going wrong for Ben.
Okay.
That's great. It
Perfect.
always looks like that.
Nobody's ever died in that room, or gotten grabbed by the hand, or just lost 30 seconds, but still lived on 2 hearts and then died in the bomb jump that we're about to do.
None of that has ever happened.
None of that has ever happened. And it won't be a world first here on Yoho's side either, so. Okay, he gets bad RNG from the mummies.
Uh-oh, he has to go all the way over the left and pull, which feels real bad. But it's better than risking taking a hit if you're racing and actually need to make it through the split.
Mm-hmm.
In a PB attempt, there's a pretty good chance that Yoho would have just been like, all right, whatever, hit me, do your worst, let's see what happens.
Depends how the run is. If the run's bad, you're like, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
And if the run's good, you might panic a little bit.
Right.
And then, like, be like, I can't believe I lost 5 seconds in this split just because the mummies did the stupid thing. It's like, yeah, you did. Beetle loves the bumper, and then the spikes don't like the beetle. Can't be friends.
Oh, Ben goes for right pot. Ridiculous strat.
I love that item dash out. That's an interesting spot to menu. One of the reasons I like it is because you don't have to pay as much attention to the mini Moldorm. But Ooh, that hand was almost out of the door. That is
yeah, it was very fast.
Spicy.
Can
we? Oh,
I thought that was gonna be good. All right. Oh, Yoho, what?
Takes the hit instead of getting grabbed by the hand, so that was probably good.
I didn't see the first second of that room. How was he in that scenario?
I am not sure either. That was a very good Skull Woods on Ben's side.
Yeah.
Yoho's has been fine. You hate to be down 4 hearts, but
it should be fine. 5 hearts and Moth,
yeah, that's a double.
You have to make 4 mistakes in a row for this to be a problem.
Or Moth just stays at the top of the room for 20 seconds, but yeah.
That's fine.
I did not see Ben's Crystal Catch time. I would not be surprised if this is gold. That was a really good skull. Probably not a real gold,
no,
but
not a real gold, but pretty fast.
Pretty good. Oh, you know where he lost time? The overworld. Was his biggest time loss there, which is it's funny, nobody thinks to practice the overworld until you're getting quite good at the game.
One day you're watching a 123 runner and you happen to notice that they enter Skullwoods at 207 and you're like, what?
And you're getting 212s. You're like, how?
Yeah. Where are those 4 seconds? Oh, getting bad RNG, but reacts to it in time.
Because the thing is, everybody practices the dungeons because you die in the dungeons. You don't die in the overworlds, so who cares, right? You can just go from place to place, but
yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if the average 129 runner versus the average 123 runner losing 5 or 6 seconds on every overworld.
Probably, yeah.
At least.
The thing is, until you're really quite fast, most of the problem is that you're taking damage like Yoho just did, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
I always tell people this who are going for their first sub 90 or whatever, and I think it extends even beyond that. Your time losses are because you're walking into stuff and taking damage.
Or mistiming a dash like Yoho just did. Yeah, it's just things like that, which are 100% in your control, and you don't need to worry about anything. That was...
Oh, not getting the hurt. That's pretty bad.
Oh, sniped! Oh my god.
Ben having a little bit of an overworld here. Still a 155 though.
It was just that screen. Ben's movement was not wrong. A little bit different than what I've seen. I don't know how it compares, but I've not seen that particular fireball RNG. But the screen's so different every time. It could just have been really bad luck.
Yoho farmed up 1 heart. We'll see if he bothers going for another one. You really want beams for 2 rooms in Ice Palace, and you get 1 more heart on your way. So he might just be like, all right, I'll have them for conveyor and not for Ice 2. But it's possible he'll try to get another one on the way out.
Ben uses down left to get to the fire rod. Maybe it was down right.
Yeah, it's...
Almost everybody does right down. Okay. It doesn't matter. As long as it's 2 menu moves, it's the same.
I know, but I don't know. It's not right. It goes against our proud traditions.
And we can see right there, Ben, waiting. That's exactly why we want beams. If we have beams, we don't need to wait. It's generally not worth farming hearts just for that particular room, which is why we will see Yoho not farm them.
Oh, kind of farmed. He was hoping to get a farm.
It did look like the crab would kind of maybe walk into it, in which case it's not so bad. But
not really an opportunistic slash.
Yeah, not worth going out of your way for, I should say.
Right. But assuming nothing else goes wrong, both players should have beams in conveyor, which is more important, I would say. Although, oh wow, that was lucky. Okay.
Yeah, and you don't need to stop for that heart because Ben's going to pick up a heart from this left pot right here and kill both Stalfos with 1 bomb. That is a cool trick, and like
yeah. And showing off why we want beams, because we can kill that jelly and then dash all the way through the room.
That room feels so good when it goes right.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent bomb jump. The funny thing about the bomb jump is like it only kind of matters how soon you place the bomb. Because you're waiting on the fire bar no matter what.
You're not waiting on it very long, but yeah.
You're waiting on it like 20 frames or something. Yeah, if you get like a really good hammer lineup, but Yoho will also have beams. Nice. Oh, they both went. That's pretty bad.
And he gets double right conveyor.
Like we can see here, Yoho, took a second to get it set up. It's not going to affect his time in the room any.
No, he's just going to be able to go high, although he forgets that that's an option.
Everybody does. It is slightly faster to actually walk instead of bonking over, but we're just so used to bonking over because it's usually faster. Cold Star fight. You're going to need 8 rod shots. I don't know what Strat Ben does.
I'm going to assume double poke.
That looks like a double poke setup. Oh, that was...
Okay.
Okay. Might have just been... I'm not sure. His fire rod shots were a little bit slow, so maybe it, maybe he felt a little off with that.
It looks to me like if he normally one pokes, then he might have just gotten a slightly off recoil that made it look like double poke, and then one poke doesn't handle that recoil quite as well as double poke.
That's true. Yep.
But I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, it's a pretty tight window, like where you want to spin Cold Stare here. Most people get very used to the thing they're doing and just always do the same thing. Yoho with a good one poke setup.
Yeah, that looks good to me. Very nice. Oh, right, yeah. Twin recently coined the name Electric Avenue for the conveyor room.
So Ben had a pretty good Ice Palace there. Not incredible, but 619 in a race is great.
Yeah, pretty solid.
It's certainly a choke point in a race that you're usually a little bit nervous about, so getting past it feels good.
Right.
I guess we'll see Yoho's. I don't think it was quite that good.
Yoho had lost a lot of time in the overworld.
Yeah. His dungeon was fine, but overworld was not great. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a 628 for Yoho, so 627.
Ben going for the old school quick warp where you just pause on the correct pixel instead of the newer Cas node setup, save 5 frames or whatever.
The thing about the Cas node setup, I love it, I think it's great, but it is slower, optimally.
It's a few frames slower, I don't...
Right, it's like 3 to 5 frames slower or something.
I think it's significantly saving time on expectation.
On average, yeah, it's definitely saving.
Yoho goes for a similar setup derived from the Cas node setup, but of his own devising. Both players also doing the correct shopping here, which we should point out.
The Kaz node setup is actually a grid-based movement, so
It is, yeah.
one
It's a sort
reason.
of odd combination
Yeah.
of grid stuff, but yeah.
There's a couple of like weird grid stuff that's not really grid stuff that we can sometimes do. Oh, Ben doesn't nudge there. That's interesting. Just walks down first.
Yoho not going for the hammer dash there. He is a man of no taste.
Yoho doesn't do a couple of hammer dashes. In his practice, he finds that they don't save enough for him to try it.
He hates item dashing and only does the ones that are really good. There's another one in Swamp that he's going to skip also. Oh, I don't think that was a good enough dash to beat the anti-fairy. I don't know if Yoho goes for that strat anyway.
It's pretty tough to beat the anti-fairy.
Yeah, it's definitely not free. A runner of this level could definitely learn to do it if they felt like it. Ben going for that Hellway there, where you have to... I call them all Hellways, where you have to cancel a dash on a specific frame. If you do that room optimally, the way he did it, where you cancel that dash on the first frame to get up the stairs, in my testing, I think I found it saved 2 frames over walking. 2 frames. It loses 100 million if your dash cancel is early or late.
That dash that Yoho did, I have found it to save 2 to 3 frames. But it's hard to get the right lineup, not grab anything, that kind of stuff. Actually, I don't think you can grab it because it's a rail, right?
You can't grab it because of where you are on the grid, I think. I think you could grab it if you were 1 pixel farther left.
Okay.
But
It has strange properties because things aren't what they look like. These like little rails that we can see aligning the edges here are actually what comprises a lot of the game. They just look like they're solid walls or whatever. Nope, it's those little rails. And those rails suck. They make you move slower if you're not careful. So you have to be pretty diligent about it. Like doors. Doors are actually rails. That makes sense, I guess.
If you hold up like a diagonal against certain parts of exposed rail ends, you move slower than you're supposed to, which is super fun and cool.
And the funny thing is, it's like a lot of things in this game, it doesn't lose that much time. It loses a couple of frames. But as soon as you're aware that it loses a couple of frames, you see it. And you're like, oh my god, you're so slow.
I'm walking at only 2/3 of max speed for like 9 frames! I'm gonna lose my mind! So this is the room where I didn't actually catch it, but I assume Ben went for the hammer dash, and Yoho does not. Ben doing this cool setup. I really like this. It's just a
That's a grid
way the
alliance.
room
Oh,
works
Ben's
out.
getting beat up though.
Yeah, Ben is actually probably going to be an Oko on Argus if he doesn't stop for hearts.
I wouldn't stop for a heart.
I probably would in a race.
That's fair. Well,
Like, you're gonna get hit by a Phelps, probably.
you have to stop for arrows. I don't know, getting the heart and the arrows feels really bad.
I mean, come on. You think
Because
Ben
you're on
doesn't
like
do bike
both
chest?
sides. He does. Is 10 arrows enough if you're doing mic chest?
You can get 20 arrows from TR and then 15 in GT. You get up to 20 for Ice Armos.
We are getting a backup bomb, and we are getting a
One
backup
heart.
heart. Yeah, 1 heart makes sense. 2 wouldn't make much sense.
No.
you kind of expect to get hit once on this screen, and if you get hit twice, things have gone really bad. Not that you don't get hit twice, Ben almost did, but...
Yeah, that was close, but we saved it.
Usually when you get hit once, you can kind of give yourself time. Oh, okay.
I was looking
this is what you get to
promising.
I'm not entirely sure what went wrong. Argus... Ben was basically too close to Argus, so...
I think that's what it was, yeah, that he got a poke off something.
Yeah, so... Yoho's gonna have an attempt here. Oh, drops it. This is pretty challenging to do. But he'll have fewer walks here. If you can grab that nice.
Yeah, saved. He got an instant one cycle instead of a sort of mid one cycle. Saved a little bit.
Yeah, neither runner having a swamp that they would be proud of, but they both lived, and we got Ether, and it's fine.
Right. And now we can do short mire. Yeah, we can see what the time difference looks like on Sword Up.
It was about 45 seconds going into this.
Yep.
Yes, the Fire Rod on Phase 2 of Argus saves about 1 second. Ben lost so much time in Swamp.
Oh boy, yeah, that is not a great swamp time.
He was getting really beat up, and...
Yeah. Oh, gets a quick warp. Nice.
Appears to be about 22 seconds now. So, actually, Yoho's Swamp was not that bad. 746.
I mean, that's. If we pretend it's
like,
a 740, then you're like, oh, that's a pretty good swamp, right?
I'm trying to do the math. 740 Swamp would be. I think that'd be pretty good. All right, 746. That's
Yeah, it's like a solid, not great, but solid swamp followed by not quite getting the 0 cycle.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we take those.
So yeah, if you miss menu, you just accept that risk. Every once in a while you'll miss menu, but it's not really a risk. The real risk is that you mess up the strat, which is a pretty hard strat, and then you lose a billion years. But that's true of every strat, so at some point you decide that you're good enough at the strat to do it.
And if you're gonna miss menu in this game, it's from going too fast, honestly.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like impossible to miss menu if you take your time. And by take my time, I mean you do like 6 to 8 frames between movements instead of 2 or 3.
But I mean, if you are playing this game and you prefer double spinning, just double spin. It doesn't matter.
Right. Nobody's gonna believe you
at any level. It's only 1 second. It's not even an important strat to go for, really. But it's fine to go for if you're good at it.
1 second is no longer even the difference between world record and second place. So
right.
It literally would change. I guess it would change some spots on the leaderboard, but not really. And who cares?
It would bring Ben to being only 1 second behind Yoho instead of 2. An even more lovely thing about the menu is that you have to release the direction for several frames if you're switching directions.
Also, we're not really talking about this split because, quite frankly, this dungeon it's got to be the most consistent Dark World dungeon.
Easily.
The dungeon itself is not hard. We missed talking about the only interesting room, which was Mire 2. They both handled it okay.
Yeah, nothing ever goes wrong in this dungeon, which is good because The only
Things
way for
go
things
wrong
to
on
go
the
wrong
boss.
is for you to die, basically.
Yeah. Things do go wrong on the boss.
Oh yeah. Hopefully not, but the boss. The thing about Vitreous is that
Oh, Ben goes for the. All right.
very nice.
Okay.
That's definitely a memer strat, although it is really fast. Like really
It is fast, yeah.
Yeah, the strat for killing the boss is really, really good and always works, and that's great, except that it means that if you die, which you sometimes do, it was totally your fault, and you shouldn't have done it that way.
Right, and the other thing is, it'll look like there's RNG on the boss, because I guess technically there's 11 eyes, and which one moves is totally random, except it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It literally
right?
doesn't matter, and it also doesn't matter how they move. Like, nothing that happens matters here. So,
Unless
always
you're a
on
tiny bit off, and then it can matter.
right, but then it's your fault, not the RNG.
Yes, Blaine pointing out the excellent event on Yoho's stream where... Okay, that was
Okay. I say it doesn't matter. Oh, Ben! Okay. Counting to 8 is the hardest part of this game, because we can't even count to 3 on Ganon. So...
I can't believe he hadn't menued. He, like, 7 arrows, stood still, fired another one, and then menued correctly. That was unbelievable.
Right, so the RNG doesn't matter, but the last handful of eyes may or may not be alive. And so that's actually the part of the fight you have to pay attention to.
Yeah.
Not the first 3 spins. So I guess technically the RNG matters, but like, it doesn't.
Not in the way that it looks like it should.
Right. Alright, now we get... Ice Rod Screen has got to be in the top 10 for worst screens in the game.
Oh, really? I like it so much.
I
guess I like some of the other worst rooms too. I think Chomps is really fun.
This screen ends runs.
We saw it end a run or two in this league.
Alright. The thing is,
No
when
problem.
it goes well, it looks like that. And it's easy, and you're like, how could you possibly think that screen sucks?
Yeah. The crabs can be very deceptive. They can really look like they're out of your way and then absolutely ram you at the last second. Yoho gonna play it real safe here. Oh no, he's not! Why did you do
Good thing
that?
we have a backup bomb.
Okay, we're fine. I thought he was gonna keep that dash out of the menu and then just kill the crab and be totally safe.
How is it in the top 10? Well, Yoho just proved why it's in the top 10. Ben is proving why this screen is definitely in the top
Easy
10.
top 10.
Like, top 5, honestly.
Yeah.
The funny thing about that screen, too, is we do it 3 times, and we do
Yeah.
it differently each time.
Well, that's not true. You do it differently each time because you do your shopping incorrectly.
No, you do it differently each time.
It is
Unless
a little
you're
bit
saying
different.
you walk with the old man all 3 times.
Yeah, the cabbage timing is a little bit different.
If that qualifies as 3 screens, they all make the top 10, and it probably pushes Ice Rock Cave out. If it qualifies as 1, then Ice Rock Cave's still making it.
Oh, I think we got it.
We did!
Let's go, Ben.
Oh my goodness. Dead Rock's blocking the path. Oh, and the fairies? Oh my god.
Alright, sure.
Okay. Oh. At least we didn't lose the full 12 seconds. Or 11 seconds.
Right, we could go around. Sometimes the dead rock gets
Is that?
stuck. Yeah.
That's good. Is that the highest pixel, or is it one below the highest pixel? I think that's the highest
I'm not
pixel.
100% sure. I think it's the highest pixel, but I'm not willing to commit to that.
Unfortunately, I have not been paying close enough attention to Ben's drops. I don't know if he has the heart coming up.
I don't know.
He does need it to be on full health after the
He
fairy.
could mirror out, although that doesn't seem like his style. No, he's going for it.
Okay. Okay. I
was
think
thinking
it's
about this.
faster to pick up the heart in torches instead of mirroring.
That's probably true, yeah.
But it does put you right on the
Pretty
edge.
close.
So, like, if you take a hit, which is entirely possible because these berries like to just camp, and you can't do anything about it if you don't have beams. So you just have to take the hit. So
Oh, it doesn't get any drops anyway. We have a lot more chances to get drops, but it's nice to have them here.
oh, okay, okay. Chomps don't get to prove anything today. Well, at least on one side. There's the fairy. We'll be on full health. Beams make this room a little bit faster. That's terrible pattern. Oh, no. Okay.
Okay, this is, I think, a reasonable solution.
This is... Oh, he's gonna get hit. No. Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I was nervous of, is after the chest. Ben appeared to have his heart still up, so he didn't need to mirror out at all, but it's a safety thing if you're nervous about Troll Rock in any way.
It's not much slower. It's a couple seconds.
So what Yoho was supposed to have done on that Chomp's RNG was place the block and throw it up.
I don't believe that that's ever... Do you really ever have... Can you tell ahead of time that you have time to get away with that before they aggro and just...
No, you just have to go for it.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about all that.
Otherwise, you stand to lose so much time in that room from taking it safe.
Yoho probably lost 6 seconds in that room. In Chomps.
Yeah. Yeah, you would throw it up in between the two switches and then blow it up and then probably get blasted while you're on the switches. But you got 13 hearts to work with. It's okay.
Yeah. What you're really supposed to do is react very fast and realize that it's a Brahmin Block Blast RNG.
That's the correct thing. But if you've already committed to not doing that, then you pretend to do it by throwing the block instead. Yoho should still be able to beat it. Oh, okay. I think he would have still beaten it.
It's impossible to lose to the roller if you have beams.
Okay, that's fine. It's less fine.
No, that's fine.
We're just losing a bunch of time. The health doesn't matter.
No. It is pretty easy. Trinex is a pretty easy boss, which I'm going to very much hope I don't regret saying out loud. And even if you do take damage to him, it's going to be in chunks of 4, so the difference between 6 and 7 hearts or whatever, not important.
No, yeah. No poke dashes. I guess he's missing too much health, doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah. Ooh, getting it close there.
You're just holding up left in that room. You love to see it.
Yeah.
Alright, we're not quite... Well, I guess we are technically a whole Trinex fight apart. The Trinex fight apart. Forget how long that is. I know it's like 37 seconds with all the explosions and everything, but...
I don't know. It's 88 seconds from door enter to sword up. I don't know anything else.
It's 50 seconds from...
I think it's a 47 seconds from Crystal Catch.
Yeah, it's 50 seconds from the heart.
Makes sense.
Both of them got pretty beat up in this. in this split.
This was not either of their best turtle rocks. Ben had quite the overworld, and then Yoho had a pretty overworld also.
Both their dungeons were... Well, Yoho's chomps weren't very friendly, but both their dungeons were fine. Once again, not dying, especially in a race, is like...
It's very important.
Pretty good.
Oh wow, Ben cancels that dash really early. I don't know if that's always safe.
I don't know about safety, but in terms of timing, it doesn't matter where you cancel it.
Right.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, so as Blaine said, about 26, 27 seconds apart. It's pretty easy to have...
Nobody's ever lost 45 seconds in this split.
Yeah. It is very easy to lose that much time between GT and Ganon.
It's actually pretty hard to lose 45 in this split if you don't fall to Moldorm, but...
It's pretty easy to fall to Moldorm.
Yeah.
It's also possible to just lose your mind somewhere and, like... Well, you know, 45 seconds is pretty hard, but 20 seconds isn't that hard, right? If you screw up Ice Armos really badly or something.
Ice Armos, I've definitely lost 20 or 30 seconds in Gauntlet. Going for this strat, oh, this is really precise.
You can spend 20 seconds memeing in this room.
Okay, Ben's gonna switch to the typical strat. It is a little bit slower to do that.
It's a lot slower if you win the frame roll.
Right. It's just really hard.
Yeah.
Um,
Yoho, the pegs were the wrong color?
I didn't see. How could they have been the wrong
probably
color?
hallucinating. I was wondering if he did the room twice or something. He's at
How
full
could-
heart, so I don't know. He hooked the switch and forgot. Okay, thank you.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, the wrong color if you hit the switch. Sure.
Normally that happens if you get knocked off by the Stalfos. Oh, wow, Ben. Okay, all right.
I guess we're doing mic arrows.
I think Ben is an always Mike Heroes person. Which is
Honestly,
good,
if there's
that's
anything,
optimal.
if there's anything I've learned in the past 3 months of this game, it's that we should really be manning mic arrows. Like,
We really, I mean, yeah, I sort of decided that for myself, and I'm pretty happy with the decision. I think it's pretty big. I mean, not like that big, but it just like, it makes it impossible to be wrong on your ammo count, basically, and it's faster.
yeah, they're really fast arrows, and if you happen to get arrow drops, then you can skip those arrows at the end there. And then that saves like 3 seconds. It doesn't feel like getting this chest is 3 seconds, but it is.
Is it really that much? Wow.
It's like 2 or 3 seconds, yeah. Oh, Ben proving mimics are the hardest enemies to beat in the game.
Can't believe Ben only went for the third fastest strat in Mimics 1.
Nobody mains the mimic clip.
Yes, they do. Vortex does. FSG does. I did for 2 months. I think Bitey does. People do it. It's really good.
FSG mains every strat that nobody has any business doing.
Alright, Ben, unfortunately, has no more arrows for the rest of Gauntlet, which is...
Not
you
great.
know, fine. Okay, yeah, he just opts to get those and carry a pot for the rest of his life.
That's so slow, though. Like, you would... Oh, Yoho gets... Not paying attention.
Didn't even notice that he got baited.
It's hard. There's 4 enemies on that screen. I guess there's only 3 that you're looking at, but still. You're splitting your attention 3 ways.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
Oh, Ben trying to be like Eddie.
Oh, are we going to go for a 1 cycle?
Yeah.
We sure are. Oh, Yoho having trouble on the gauntlet. Oh.
Nice.
Please. So the thing about that is the land molas spawn on a timer, and you're kind of waiting on the third one anyway.
What was that from Yoho?
What?
What in the world?
Huh?
All right.
Okay. Oh. Blew up the block late.
Yeah. If
And
you're
what this
slow
will
on
do-
blowing that up, your block beam, the right beam, actually hits the spike.
Yeah. I would think the point of it would be so that you could menu to Fire Rod here and save a menu, but
The point of it, you save the menu to Fire Rod. Normally you go bow, Fire Rod, Cane for Whiz Ropes. This just goes straight from bow to Cane. I think you can also skip the lamp. So I'm not 100%, but I think that sounds right.
you should be able to skip the lamp, and then theoretically, well, no, you have menu to bombs here. I was gonna say not need the menu, but I forgot about the bombs. Oh, and that's exactly what. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Everything is fine.
Whew. The Lord dies fast, but is just as obnoxious. Oh, going for a hover here, hovering to save the run, and
Oh, so close. That would have put the race
neck and neck.
really, really close, but now it put the race very far from close.
It's not. It's 15 seconds to fill that, roughly.
When you're already behind, I mean, something.
Yeah.
Ben has to walk into Ganon or something. Okay, well,
Now that's true.
yeah, I respect going for it, and I think he got it in his last race. Like, it's not like something he can't do. All right, Ben.
Unfortunately, we need to actually hit. Oh, that was a good hit. Oh,
Okay.
that one almost worked.
This is, I believe, 2 damage over 3 cycles. Okay, that was good double.
Good pattern, but yeah. Oh,
yo.
okay.
Nice. Okay.
That had to be an energy ball, so yeah, that was. I was just scared that sometimes the damage of one overwrites another because it hit too close together. I thought that might have happened there.
All right. If Yoho has a good enough Agatu fight, he can still sub 8 this GT.
That's 3.
That's really
Just
good.
need another one like that. This is a pretty. Oh, I think it's hard to get with a spin.
I don't think you're tripling this.
Oh,
Oh, maybe we could have with the
That
blue
was-
ball or with the yellow
with
ball.
an energy ball. Okay, that was pretty solid. I think
Good
spins
fight,
on the
though.
second one there made it hard, but
It didn't matter.
yeah. Ben into Ganon. Already on phase 2. I think phase 2 is really fun.
I think the whole Ganon fight is great, except for the part where you're finding out how many warps you get.
I don't mind chasing Ganon. I just mind when he warps 26 times.
Right. Which he's
There's-
trying to do right now.
There's also nothing quite like being on PB pace and seeing your lead evaporate to this.
I really
That's a
love
lot
it
of warps.
when you're on very slight PB pace and you get an RNG where you can do the early double in phase 4, but you're like really scared that you're gonna miss Torch Glitch, but you're like, well, this is where heroes are born, and then you miss it. and have
Can
to
get an early double
try.
here. And oh, okay, got it.
Nice.
9 more spins, and Ben will have the race wrapped up. Cape spin, nice.
Oh, nails it.
Okay. Oh.
I guess that's what Ben was talking about in chat.
Oh boy, I was like, oh man. Yoho
my
has
God,
successfully
okay.
lit the torch on his spins, and get your GGs in for
Alright.
Ben. Nice run.
GG, Ben. Yoho just gonna close this out real quick. I think if Yoho had nailed that hover the first time, this would have been within like less than 10 seconds.
Might have been decided by warps, yeah. This
Yeah.
would have been...
With the million warps and the slow Aga 2 fight, could have been enough with the hover.
This is a 54? This is a 30-second difference?
He did fall twice. That's just about 30 seconds, right?
It's just about 30 seconds, yeah.
What could have been? Still a really great race, though.
Yeah, get your GGs in for Yoho. Nice run.
Hey, Ben. GG. Nice run.
GG's, guy. Oh, Yoho's not here. Well, good comms. I'll be going. Thanks for the GG's.
Yeah, Yoho has decided not to join us, but great run to him. It's kind of sad to see it go from the hover to save the run and then just barely not make it, but I think that it was a good decision on his part and just sort of unlucky to fail it at the last second.
Yeah, obviously he doesn't want to bank on like me fucking up in the end,
Yeah.
even if I'm prone to it.
He tried for glory and didn't quite get there, but what are you gonna do?
True. What an adventure.
That's like every time we pick up this game.
Right, dude? Every time. That GT adventure though was my own fault. I was trying to show off so much stuff and failing it all. Oh man. But yeah, that was a fun run. Starting off plus 14 in escape wasn't a nice feeling, but we were able to keep it together. Use that. I don't know how my boomerang didn't hit the key. And I actually realized I didn't have the key because I heard it bouncing still. I was like, wait, that was the key bounce. So I turned around and I see the boomerang is empty and I'm like, oh, of course.
The first time it surprised me. The second time I feel like you got a little greedy, expecting that one to work.
It would have worked if the savior rat hadn't come from below to take the boom for the key. He was like, "Get down, Mr. President!" He was like, "I'll get it for you." I was like, "Okay, buddy."
That first one had to have been off by like pixels. I thought for sure it was good too.
I think it was like a Z-axis thing because you know how it like goes up and then comes down. I think it like just went under it. Like I think I hit where it would have landed, but I threw it as it was going up.
I'd have to rewatch it, but yeah, it is probably something like that.
But yeah, that was a fun run. Landmo was really bad. Aga was nice. Aga Tower, not so much.
Yeah,
I'm pretty happy with that run overall until like Swamp bullied the crap out of me.
3 blue ball swamp. You hate to see it.
But yeah, I was trying to. I know I'm kind of known as like the runner that goes for like the most aggressive strats and stuff. Mm-hmm. So like when I had the restream open and I saw, I'm not exactly sure what happened to him that let me catch up. I don't know if it was like blue balls or what, but once I saw that like I was on a screen before him, I think it was somewhere like I think I saw that I had picked up the flute and he was still talking to Stumpy. I think that's when I noticed. I think at that point I was like, okay, I'm just gonna keep playing my game, and as long as nothing catastrophic happens, I should just stay ahead because I generally go for more aggressive strats than everybody else. But yes, obviously that's the risk of that's where the risk of catastrophic things happening comes in. Right. But yeah, so I was just trying to play.
So,
I didn't. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was big thing was just Moldorm fall. And it was on like the second or third hit, so it wasn't immediate. And then you were kind of like on average doing each screen a tiny bit faster, and then you would have like a silly mistake that would cost like whatever. But overall, you were saving a little bit in each split.
Yeah, I think I saw somebody at first was like, Ben saved 2 seconds there, Ben saved 2 seconds there. So I was like, yeah, just try not to like fall down any holes and don't bonk in like Hera escape cave or something, and let's just keep playing our game.
Yeah, you were on a really solid run until the blue balls and swamp.
Yeah, I got hit by everything. I think every enemy in that dungeon hit me. It was actually insane. And big brain me picking up the heart in restock because I was like, I'm gonna get hit in Argus. I already feel it. And then I got hit and I finished with 1 heart. Look at me go. Like I was like, yeah, I planned.
The funny thing is, I said I would never pick that heart up in a million years. I would have died. So
if it wasn't a race of some kind, like in an event, I would never pick it up. But I was like, the worst thing that can happen to me right now is I die in Argus. That's like the worst thing. So I'm gonna pick it up just because I know you always get hit by the water bug. So I'm gonna go down to 2, and then Argus will one-shot me.
Mhm.
So I just picked it up.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. That you're definitely going to get hit by a Felp and then die on Argus, and then you correctly got the heart first.
I changed the future. You saw the future, Fox, but I changed it. Yeah, and then Turtle Rock Overworld also bullied me, but other than that,
yeah.
I was pretty.
Yeah,
It's
you
'cause
got that dumb thing where you get stuck inside a squirrel and you can't move, and you also can't hit for some reason.
Twice.
Like
I got
really
hit.
Cool.
Because I jumped off, I was stuck inside a squirrel, and then I got out, and then I got hit by a boulder into another squirrel, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, thanks. How did we wind up here? Oh, man, Death Mountain has not been nice to me in recent runs, but just gotta keep trucking through, keep working on it. I almost always go for the Waffle House, but it was just like, they put everything over there. There was like, there's 2 squirrels over there, there's a boulder over there. I was like, fine, I will jump. I will jump off the ledge. But that's what happens when you have to do stuff that you're not too accustomed to. You get those other mistakes.
Right.
Yeah. And then GT, I don't know. It was just GT, right? Like.
Well, I tried to go for the FSG frame roll in the basement, and I missed the diagonal boom twice, and then wound up giving up on it. And that cost me a lot of time. And then, I think I did the correct thing, because I don't know if you guys noticed, but I got absolutely 0 drops this game. I didn't get a single arrow drop. I didn't get a single bomb drop.
We noticed.
I didn't even get my heart. Like,
did you even get to the arrow drop? Like,
no, I don't think so. Well, I must have, because the Stalfos in G2 dropped a bomb, so there must have been a heart some. Oh, the arrows were in G1. They were on the right in G1.
Okay. Yeah, you can never pick those up.
Yeah, so yeah, I never got those. So I was like, once I got to like Swamp, I was like, I'm gonna get enough arrows to make sure I can do Mire, like even if I wind up with a bunch of eyeballs left over or whatever. And then I'm just gonna get both chests and GT and just call it a day. I just need 3 arrows.
Do you normally get Mike chest?
Yeah, every single run.
Okay,
that's my default arrows. I never get the back chest.
I'm coming. I gotta practice them, but I'm coming around. Those arrows are like so fast.
They're really good.
I've convinced Louis to do it because Louis was like, that looks so cursed. I'm not doing that. And I was like, no, it looks cursed because when you watch it, it looks like you're racing the bomb explosion to the arrow. Mm-hmm. So you're trying to get to the chest as fast as possible. And I was like, just don't race. Just cardinally move behind the anti-fairy and just open the chest when he moves out of the way. Like, forget that there's a bomb on the screen completely. And once he started doing that, he was like, yo, this is free. And I was like, yeah, there you go. Like, you just completely forget that there's a bomb. You just cardinally walk. You don't try to race, because that's what happens. People try... Because if you try to pick it up before the explosion actually happens, the anti-fairy is still on the left side of the chest. So he, like, pushes you back, and then you get screwed over.
Yeah, you actually have to do something to burn some frames in that room to not walk straight into the anti-fairy.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. And then upstairs, I tried to show this Mario stuff. Because I actually do go for that in runs. The way I decided is if the Stalfos in G5 gives me good RNG, I'll shoot the arrow and go to Mario.
Oh, and with bad RNG, you do fire
and
rod.
With bad RNG, I do the fire rod. And I just stay on fire rod. Yeah. I'm trying to adopt more variable strats, because I think there's some parts of the game which are just better if you do the correct strat for the occasion.
That makes sense.
Like
That's true, but it's too hard. There was a while where I was trying to do more of that, but the problem for me is that I can only keep so many strats fresh, and if I have to like have a strat, like for example in pod mimics, like ideally you change strats based on where you are in the prize pack, but that means you have to be good at 2 different really fast strats, and that's too much. But
that's exactly what I was going to bring up. How'd you know I was going to talk about pod mimics?
I didn't.
You know me.
Your pod mimics was very fast.
Yeah, and actually.
If you are short on drops, you should know 3 strats for that room that you're well practiced in.
That's also true.
You should never be short on drops in that room. That's why I purposely messed up Gold Knights in Mega Tower. Because I was like, I'm not going to be short on arrows. That's not happening here.
I think the FSG arrows in Pod Mimics are actually faster than getting another set of backup arrows somewhere. But it's such a pain to know another strat in that room.
What I wanted to say was, yeah, that room, I did it in a way where if they had, because everybody always says that the pinkish strat like sucks because you don't get the drops, but I actually do it in a way where it's like you walk up like 5 frames and then start your dash, and you'll pick it up as it like jumps up into the air if it actually comes out. And it's still like way faster than the traditional strat.
Yeah, it was a really well done room. I didn't get any drops.
Yeah, just came out with 0 arrows. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the race. I tried to keep my head in it. I wasn't feeling too well, like around Thieves' Skull. I started getting like a weird pain in my arm, so that was really distracting. But yeah, I was able to finish it out. And I'm looking at my splits for the tournament. My average time for this tournament was a 1:26:31. And my sum of best was
pretty solid.
A 1:24:25. So not too bad for 4 runs, considering 2 of them had deaths, Cold Stare Death and Vitreous Death. And then the third one had a Hera Fall.
That's a pretty solid time, yeah.
The first 2 had Hammer Jump fails. So yeah, this was overall, I think this was the first run with no major catastrophes. I'm trying to remember if I had anything crazy happen besides me getting bullied in all the splits. Oh, escape. I guess I got the catastrophe out of the way early.
Clear catastrophe.
But yeah, thanks guys. And thanks Fox and everybody else that helped organize this stuff. It was a blast.
Yeah, thanks for playing.
I don't know if you guys want to say goodbye and have a good night. See you later, stream. I don't know.
That's the ZSR, folks.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Thanks Dow for commenting with me. Thanks Ben and Yoho for doing the race. Thanks DSR for putting it on.
And thank you guys. Yeah, that's the end of the things for ZSR today. We got, of course, more Zelda stuff coming up tomorrow, like every day. I'm looking for NMG, 1 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Their Light World Round 4 race, Shady Force versus Spleedy. And I'll link our schedule in the chat. Check it out, tune in, and have a good night. Thanks, everybody.